If you're building a real estate team or you're thinking about it and you're looking at buying leads, well, hang with us for a few minutes because buying leads isn't actually what it looks like. You're buying far more than just leads, and you may be buying something that is a monster that you don't want.
Right, yeah, buying something that you're going to want to return later.
Yeah.
Buyer's remorse.
Keep the receipt. You remember back when we thought that we wanted to buy leads, and we did.
Yeah, technically we got more leads,
and
for sure.
We got way more than we wanted. And why did we even look into buying leads in the first place?
Gosh, I mean, the team was fine. Oh, I remember why. We had friends who stumbled onto a really amazing paid lead opportunity, and they were getting so much success from it. And they were like, guys, like, this is amazing. You have to try it.
You got to do this. You need to do this.
Yeah, like we're getting so much business. And I mean, they have the numbers to back it up. So proven success. And we were like, awesome, let's do it.
We didn't know what we didn't know. We were excited. Everybody thinks more leads is more business and more business is better. And that's not necessarily the case.
No, and I think the thing that we missed when they were telling us like, hey, this is such an amazing opportunity, we're getting so much business, was we already had a very different type of team that they had that it was working for.
Yeah. So buying leads means you're also buying a business model.
Yeah, and you're buying a completely different operating system to manage it all.
And you may be buying a different culture as well.
For sure.
And you're buying a lot more add-ons to support a business that runs off of buying leads. It's the hidden cost of buying leads. You're not just paying money for the leads, you're also paying money for all the other add-ons to support the buying the leads.
Yeah, because when you're buying leads, there's a heavier level of accountability and oversight, and then you need the tools to be able to track that and identify if it's like actually giving you a return on the investment to buy the leads from the start.
So it's going to cost you money for leads regardless, whether you buy leads or you create lead generating assets that you own. It's going to cost you money, and it's also going to cost you time. So it all comes down to what kind of business, what kind of team do you want to build, and do you want to run, and do you want to own? We're not anti-buying leads.
No. I mean, we see how successful teams are that do buy leads. It's just like you said, go back to the beginning, and the first step is identifying what type of team do you want to build, and what does that look like with your systems, and what does that look like culturally, and what does that look like for the amount of oversight and, I hate to say, micromanagement that you want to have. What type of agents does that attract to your team too?
And what kind of business do you want to do? So let's jump into all of that. Why don't we come sit down and we'll kind of break down. This is more so, what kind of business model do you want? So let's jump into kind of the hidden costs that very few people talk about when they're buying leads.
Right. And I think maybe let's go to when we bought leads, when our friends were like, hey guys, like this is like a flood of business that's coming in. They were closing deals. So we were like, all right, let's do it. And it was the Google LSA ads. And I
think we also did like Realtor.com there for a while.
We did Realtor.com early on, probably back in 2017, 2018. So that was the first thing we did, was Realtor.com. And what do they tell you? I mean, the first thing that they tell you with paid leads is speed to lead.
Speed to lead. As soon as the lead comes in, you got to reach out to them within, the first minute or two.
You got to call it. And it's like, cool, we've got a team of like, at that time, like 6 agents, like we're going to kill it. Like we've got 6 people who can pick up the phone. But the first hidden cost was, okay, we need to make sure that they're all getting notified all at once. So now we need a platform where we can manage first, like, who is eligible to get these leads. So that's like a whole nother infrastructure thing. Like not everyone is going to get these. So it's only the agents who have done X, Y, or Z. And then we had to have a platform that would manage making sure everyone's phones were ringing all at once. So that was a paid platform that we had to put in place on top of the cost of paying for the leads.
and then have the team adopt that new platform. So that's friction.
Total friction. Yeah. I mean, it's a cost. Like you are adding, it's stress for the agents to feel like they're on call all the time, like waiting for this lead to come in, because the expectation is like, hey guys, like if we're going to do this, like you need to pick up the phone.
Everybody needs to be bought in, and they weren't bought in because this was new, and we didn't fully think through it. We just didn't know what we didn't know, which is why we're putting out content like this to hopefully help others. So I'm just going to run down the list. This is, you think about when someone says, when you marry the girl, you marry her, and you marry the in-laws or her family. I'm like, okay, when you buy leads, this is what comes along with it. So speed to lead, it adds reporting, it adds accountability, it adds training for scripts. It adds a new level and emphasis on your CRM setup. It adds management now, overseeing the follow-up and service to those leads, lead routing, and most importantly, for myself, it added stress. Because this is where we went wrong. And I'm on this kick, I'm on this kick lately, is we didn't have a problem.
Right.
We didn't have a business problem, and we didn't have a lead problem. We just went with the flow because people said we should do this, and we saw other successful people claiming they had success at this. We didn't even verify if they had success with it.
Right.
And so we just flipped this switch to just buy leads, and now everything is going to be great. We're going to have more business, when in fact it was the complete opposite. And very shortly after, we stopped any buying leads, and we have not done that for many, many years since.
Yeah, I can't, it's been at least 5 years since we did this.
So before you buy leads, just ask yourself, is there a problem that needs to be solved? And if you do say, yes, there is a problem because I don't have enough business, meaning I don't have enough leads, well, then you have a lot of options. Yeah, you can buy leads, but there's also a lot of other ways that you can go generate leads, because each one has its future problems. For me, this is where the stress really came about, because what we also learned, no one values a lead more than the person who's either paying for it or generating it. So as the rainmaker, and Kelly and I, we're either paying for the leads or doing all the work to create the content and create the intakes and the funnel and the follow-up to generate the lead. Therefore, it's impossible for our agents to fully value the leads like we do. They're our babies.
Yeah, well, they don't know to remove friction and stress from agents. Like, they don't know like how the sausage is made in the kitchen.
Right.
You know, we want to insulate them from that to where they can focus on what they want to do and love to do, which is just connect with people and serve customers.
Right.
So, but all that happens behind the scenes is the real value of a lead.
Yep, you're exactly right. And so the moment we paid for a lead and the lead came in, Kelly and I would see it come across our phone, my entire world stopped. And my brain began to obsess. Somebody needs to call this person. Somebody needs to call this person. What are they doing? What are they doing right now? Is the lead routing working? Is the phone system working? Because those things break every week.
Right.
No matter how good you are. What's everybody doing? And then the craziest like psychological stories begin to develop of like, they don't appreciate me. They don't value being on the team.
They don't care.
They don't care, or they're not doing this or whatever. And it added this whole layer of management and obsession that I had not experienced up to that point.
Right. And then I'm stressed because, like you said, it's okay, we need this ring platform so that everyone rings at the same time. I've got to build new things into the CRM. I have to track these leads that are paid separate from our organic leads that are not paid. I have to make sure that the agents are connecting. Are they routing to the CRM correctly? And that's just the stress between you and I. But it also put a level of stress on our agents where they felt like they needed to pick up the phone right away, and that wasn't an expectation that we had before.
Right.
Like the agents on our team aren't here to, you know, be on call. Like they love the life that they build and the freedom that they have because of being on our team.
And that's the direction that I chose as a leader of, how we wanted to build and nurture the team.
Exactly. So it was also adding stress to them. So you're stressed, I'm stressed, they're stressed. Why are we doing this?
Buying leads is buying complexity any way you cut it. Like it can be your business model, fantastic. But buying leads is a more complex business model, period.
Right. Well, and when we saw like leads not getting picked up right away, then it's like, okay, well, maybe we should have somebody who's just dedicated to picking up the phone and working these leads. So now enter the thought of an ISA for the team to work the leads, which then is a whole nother system and process.
You're buying these leads, the leads aren't getting worked quickly enough. So now you actually do have a problem to solve. It's like, oh, hire an ISA, speed to lead. Okay, now you've hired this ISA. Well, then the ISA connects them with the agents, but the agents aren't converting. So, okay, the agents aren't converting. Now we have a problem to solve. Let's work on scripts and training and hire coaches. And if that's not working, then hire a sales manager to track and manage okay, now we have another problem to solve. Track and manage calls and appointments and conversions and contracts and closings so we can track ROI, which, by the way, all of that stuff completely kills your ROI.
Right. The paid platforms, ISA, sales managers, all of it has a cost.
And so then when you look at it, and this is the other part. Let's talk about agents and let's talk about the quality of the leads. Let's talk about the quality of leads first. Before this, I said, hey, what is the jelly bean game? It's Jelly Bellies. And it's like a hodgepodge. It's jelly beans that look the same. One can look like watermelon. So it's either watermelon or it's like dog vomit. And you don't know which one it's going to be. And so two people grab the jelly bean and they eat it at the same time. Hopefully somebody gets the watermelon, and if you had dog vomit, I'm sorry for you.
It's Bean Boozled.
Bean Boozled,
That's it. I know, it just came to me. Yeah.
So that's, in my opinion, a great analogy of the quality of leads whenever you're buying them. And the reason is because this is someone who knows how they requested and their information was gathered. You don't know the walk of life that they're in. You don't know the price point that they're looking at. You don't know the side of time, the area. You don't know if they're happy or sad or mad. They also have no idea about you. It's a complete Bean Boozled shot in the dark.
Right. And sometimes it works, but man, if you pick up a dog vomit one,
you can never get that out of your mouth.
No. And then what does that say? Right. So you get a dud one. That doesn't encourage people to pick up the phone next time the phone rings again. So that the quality of the lead really sets a tone for any agent who's like, is this a source that I actually want to work if I get one that's dog vomit?
Right. You're right. Yeah, you're setting them up for just a higher rate of rejection. That just comes with the territory. Now you also get some watermelon. And that's the drug. It's kind of like playing golf. And your husband is great at golf.
Yeah.
I'm not. But if I ever play a round of golf, all I need is that one clean shot. It's like, and it sounds perfectly and it just soars. And it's like, you feel like you're on TV. It's like, oh, I love golf. And all the other shots are just horrible. It's like that one watermelon lead that is like a great deal. You're like, this is why I'm buying leads. Buying leads is great. And you can continue for the next month.
Yeah. But then there's those bad ones.
It's everything else.
Yep.
So, and then finally, we'll just talk about the agents on our team and teams that are built off of purchasing a lead model. This is not a blatant statement, okay? This is just, generally what we've experienced and what we've also observed, okay? So out of our experience, to bring on agents that are going to work paid leads, they should have, they need to be dialed in with scripts. So that's a lot of management. Oftentimes you will need to micromanage them because you need to make sure that the leads you are buying are getting converted. And they're joining your team probably because they want leads and they need leads. So these are, I got to be careful because there's a lot of wonderful agents that we know that buy leads are incredible people, incredible professionals, and incredibly successful. This does not apply to them. Right? This applies to agents that may be failing or may be desperate. And so as a result, they join the team because they know they're going to get leads.
Right. Yeah. And also the agents need and or want that like very rigid structure to their day that has somebody telling them, okay, like this is who you're going to call today, and this is exactly what you're going to say, and this is exactly where it goes from here. So like a very structured environment is also required.
And what we've found with those models and those environments, generally they have higher turnover.
Yeah, either because somebody gets in and they're like, gosh, this is way too much stress.
Right.
It's not what I signed up for. Or like you were talking earlier, they get in, they get those watermelons and they hone those skills where they're really good at it. And then they don't need the team anymore because they can get their own leads.
And they leave a year later.
Right.
Right. So that turnover is something that we don't want in our culture and in our business model. And we don't want all the other baggage that comes with what was simply on the first point, buying a lead. So paid leads require us to build a business that wasn't aligned with our values. This list here says there was a constant awareness, like literally the only thing that Kelly and I ever talked about. We became obsessed with the agents not working these leads. So then there's like an undertone at our meetings, in our conversations, like, and some passive aggressiveness because it was all new. Like I was trying to navigate this and all I ever began to think about and talk about were following up on leads. It took all the fun out of it.
Right. And us not knowing, like maybe some of these were duds, and it's really frustrating for the agent to get, or they're now feeling obligated to work something that's not in the area they want to work, not in the price point that they want to work, which is something that we, had before, like, hey, we're generating business in these certain areas and these certain price points because that's our ideal avatar.
Right.
Now enter leads that are not our ideal avatar that they're required to work.
That's a great point.
Yeah, it caused a lot of like stress and friction for everyone.
There was disalignment with me as a leader, disalignment with our team, disalignment with the customers, and disalignment with our culture. So what did we build instead?
Yeah, so if you think about like buying these leads, it's like a one-hit wonder. You get one chance to call this lead, make an immediate connection, and then convert it. And then after that, like, it's done. Now, there are some agents who are really great at building relationship with, paid leads and turning them into referrals,
right.
But that takes a lot of time, effort, and skill to do that. So we stopped with the one-hit wonders and we built assets for the business instead that are going to get us those ideal avatars in the areas and price points that we want to work in. And there's some relationship on the front end to where they know a little bit about our team.
Right.
Makes it easier to connect than with just a person who picked up the phone that's a stranger on the other end.
Yep, you're right. So we build assets that allowed us to work the business that we want to work. So again, I'm just going to repeat: our ideal customer in the ideal location at the ideal price point who want to work with us and are already familiar with us. So primarily that was through YouTube videos over the last many years. And then we also kind of built a spawn off of that with our Facebook group. So it's a hyper-local, hyper-targeted Facebook group that attracts our ideal leads and customers. And then we branched out from that with an Instagram channel. So we have a three-pronged personal brand asset that attracts the business to our team.
And so that's attracting new business, but we also are investing in the business that we've already had, like our agent sphere and then our past customers as well. We do amazing pop-up events that just help us stay in flow while providing value and creating some really fun memories for their families, like professional photographers that come in, like having a special moment at a new ice cream shop that pops up. So just investing in the relationships that we already have, that already trust us, versus investing money in strangers that don't know us and we don't know them.
Yeah, it's a shot in the dark. And that is, we have the analogy of it's renting attention. So buying leads is renting attention that you don't own, versus building your own personal brand and assets is attention that you do own
Yeah. Also, we've got this year, we've really put a lot of focus into our Google business profile page too, and reviews from past customers. We've seen that be something that's come up in conversation. So really investing in getting reviews that do a lot of heavy lifting for the business to just put out there like we're trusted and people know us.
And none of that was free. Like we spend money, we invest money and time to build all of that. And so I just want to encourage people when no business is free, you just decide what type of business you want to not only build, but what type of business you also want to run and manage, and the overarching culture that you want to have within that business. So if paid leads may be a prescription for a short amount of time, but I will say this, that if you have built and are running your business off of paid leads, you don't own a business. You're just renting a business.
Yeah, that's a great analogy too. But is the paid leads the type of culture and infrastructure that you want to have for your team? So I think it all goes back to just how we started this and being very crystal clear on what type of business that you or team that you want to build that's going to allow you what you want in the future. So not just thinking in the right now of like, I need leads, so I'm going to buy them, but what do you want your business to look like in the future? And do you want to be buying leads, 2, 3, 5, 10 years down the road?
You're right, because when you stop buying leads, it stops.
It stops.
Whereas if we were to stop with our personal brand, that will continue for the next few years. We'll still get leads.
I mean, we still have YouTube leads that are coming in because they're coming in through old channels, but they're still coming in on videos that were done, 5, 10 years ago.
Yep, so good. If you're listening to this podcast, thank you. We also have these episodes on YouTube, so check those out. And if you guys want to connect with us, it's the Josh and Kelly on Instagram. So we're here for you. Learn from our mistakes. Save your time, your stress, the gray hair, and the money, and learn from our mistakes. We'll see you guys on the next episode.